Hi guys. So welcome to this, complete ethical hacking course. So in this course, like we will be covering everything which we need to know as an ethical hacker. So like as part of this video, specifically, we are going to cover what all topics we will be, considering while doing this course. So let's go to that section. So the first topic is, hacking lab. So let me tell you, you don't need to worry, whether you are working on, Windows, Linux, or Mac. So here we will be using a virtual machine that is Kali Linux. So which is often used with ethical hacking onto a machine so that we can simulate and create a hacking environment. So let me also tell you, this is freely available. So uh, we don't have any such issues um, we have to pay somewhere or something like that. So yeah, so as part of this section only, we will be going to cover, some basic stuff of Python as well, because it will be required in some later sections. So this is all about, this first section, that is hacking lab. Now, after having our hacking lab, we will start with our first step, that is this reconnaissance. So, the name is, somewhat difficult to say. So, here, we will be learning footprinting, or what we call as information gathering. Once we choose our target, our first task is to gain as much info about our target as possible. So we will talk about, IP addresses, about the Whois tool, finding usernames, building an email scraper tool, and other tools available to us to gather as much information as possible. So this is what we will be covering as part of this second section. Now, coming on to the third section, that is, scanning. So here the things get real. Like we gather some of the technical information that we can acquire from a target. For example, if they have open ports, they have firewall, what software they are running on these ports, and they have any outdated operating systems. Let me tell you, you don't need to worry if you are not getting anything specifically here, because we will be covering, all this from scratch as part of this course. So just to add on, like here we will learn about, TCP UDP using the powerful Nmap tool, different types of scans that we can do, how to work with firewalls using decoys and packet fragmentation. And we are also going to build some related project here, which will help us to understand the stuff more. So this is all about, the third section. Coming on to the fourth one, that is vulnerability analysis. So in this section, we use the information that we gathered from the previous sections. So with this information, we try to determine there is, any known vulnerability that we can take advantage of. You understand by vulnerability, right? So vulnerability is basically some, some part of the system, like which is not correct. So we will further, cover this, like what is this specifically mean here as part of this section only. So we are going to use different sort of tools to learn about our target system and where their weaknesses are. We are actually going to work on a Windows 7 machine. So that has, a vulnerability basically. So we'll show you how we can break into it, taking the advantage of that vulnerability. So that is one thing. So yeah, coming on to the next section, that is exploitation and gaining access. So this is where we attack and gain access to the target machines. And throughout the session, we will be covering many different vulnerabilities and different targets. So we perform like different sort of attacks on virtual machine and cover a very important tool of an ethical hacker, that is Metasploit framework. So the goal of exploitation is to get on a target machine. So this means we must drop a payload on the target machine so we can use it to navigate through their systems. Uh, that is one thing. Like another is like look through any files which they have, right? Execute anything which we want, even delete anything we want without the target knowing anything about it. So we will learn to create our own viruses and trojans that we can deliver to the target, whether through an email or through a USB. This is the big section, and we are going to dive into, the weeds, try out these techniques, and learn how to defend against them. So that's all about this section. Now coming on to the next section, that is post exploitation. So as the name suggests, like we are going to do what, like post exploitation, after we exploit a target, what all we are going to do will be covered as part of this. So since we are on since now we got the access for that machine, we can do many things depending on what we want to get out from it, right? So here, like we want to make sure that we cover any tracks by deleting any event logs or deleting any evidence that we were ever on that machine. Like that part will be covered here. We are going to learn a lot of things here, such as creating persistence on a target machine and even creating a backdoor in one of our projects. So that is all about this, section. Coming on to the next one, that is website penetration testing. So this is a big topic for an ethical hacker. In this section, we are mainly targeting websites and their bugs and vulnerabilities. So these vulnerabilities can be anything from misconfiguration, SQL injections, information disclosures, command injections, site scripting attacks, and we are also going to quote our own and create some basic project here. So again, this section you are going to learn how to use these techniques and therefore defend against them on your own website or a client website. So that's all about this section. Now coming on to the next one, the interesting one. So this is something that any ethical hacker should know. So like it's man in the middle attack. So this is an attack that is used inside a network, and this allows us to sniff any unencrypted data and see it in plain text. So we could use these techniques to see password for some websites. Now we are going to cover some of the main tools that hackers use when doing this man in the middle attack. This will be going to be an interesting part of this course. So yeah, coming on to the last section, that is wireless cracking. So this is a bonus section on Wi-Fi and wireless cracking. In this section, like uh, we want to gain access to a network by cracking its wireless password. So we'll be going to talk about things like air crack, password cracking, and cat password cracking, and show how you might use this and how attackers might use this on your wireless network. So that's the basic info, like what all we are going to cover as part of this course. Hope you like are very interested to get started. So yeah, let's start from the next video. Thanks guys for watching this one.